Marketa Vondrousova.
Remember the name?
Yes, because now she joins an elite list of Czech players who have dominated in Wimbledon and are now title winners in one of the most prestigious Grand Slams in tennis. So, breaking news for people who are joining us now. Marketa Vondrousova has created history by beating the favorite, Jabeur of Tunisia, 6-4, 6-4, in what was really a display of dominance. And remember, she was the sixth seed here, Jabeur. And if you look at it, Vondrousova is unseeded.
And it's, I think, double heartbreak now for Jabeur because even last year
US
she came up, not just you, I think Wimbledon too, remember Rybakina?
Oh, yes.
So
Rybakina,
that's the second straight year now she's reached the Wimbledon final just to fall short at the final frontier. Bit unfortunate.
Exactly. But what a performance it was from Vondrousova. Because if you look at it, it was either Jabeur or Swiatek who was going to dominate in this edition of the Wimbledon. But this 6-4, 6-4 win, that too in a final, and that too don't be flattered by the scoreline. Jabeur was really mounting a fight back in the second set because she had taken a 3-1 lead, but at a crucial moment when you wanted her serve to be spot on, Jabeur's serve let her down, and that is why 2-3. Then Vondrousova leveled to 3-3. Jabeur's serve let her down yet again. 5-3 she trailed. Vondrousova served for the match, and Jabeur, typical of her, when her serve let her down, her forehands and also the drop shots that she attempted did not work, and so Vondrousova joins the likes of Martina Navratilova. Remember, Navratilova was a Czech citizen before defecting to the United States. Yana Novotna. Remember, if Ons Jabeur has got heartbreak, remember, Novotna had to face two heartbreaks before winning in 2001 against Natalie Tozier. Then Petra Kvitova won it twice. And now we've got Marketa Vondrousova,
who is now a Wimbledon champion. So pretty big moment really. It's an unseeded player winning. Of course, you can argue that, truth be told, with the women's game, it is becoming so unpredictable, or has been so unpredictable for years, that you've not really had those one or two dominant figures that the sport could revolve around. I mean, tennis, men's tennis especially, was lucky in the past 20 years that you had the dominance of a big three and occasionally the likes of a Murray who could spring an upset. With women's game, I think once Serena has hung up the racket, there's been no one. I think there have been players who have come close. You had Osaka, who had won multiple Grand Slams. You thought that maybe, Swiatek would have been that one person. Unfortunately, hasn't happened. Someone like a Sloane Stephens came and went. There have been so many. Coco Gauff, I still say, still has time. She's very young. The difference between her and the others, like someone like Sloane Stephens, her time seems pretty much done at the top.
Even the likes of Bianca Andreescu,
I would say.
Emma Raducanu.
Yes, I'd say Emma Raducanu risks going down a similar path. So with the women's game, there's always been that one real problem, is that you've had too many players who've won one or two Grand Slams. You'd hope that Marketa doesn't end up in that same category, because really, as I said, the women's sport desperately needs figures to, let's say, revolve around. They need those 2 or 3 dominant figures.
Yep. And as a sportsman points out, yes, the major talking point was Vondrousova's return of serve. And the way how she defended from the baselines. And remember, being a left-hander, you could sense that she had a bit of Rafael Nadal in her. I mean, the way how she managed to ensure that she got through the points, her speed around the court also, the way how she got to the net.
Yeah, it was very
whenever
good.
Jabeur had the drop shot, it was remarkable to say the least. So, Vondrousova has a basic all-round game, and truth be told, this was the first time that I ever saw Vondrousova at this Grand Slam stage.
In this detail, really.
Yes.
Like watching a full match, again, most people were expecting a Swiatek, maybe a Jabeur, the likes of Rybakina. These ones were the
Svitolina,
ones. Yeah, these were the ones you were expecting who would actually be able to mount that, fight. And in fact, a sports fan points out that she's actually the lowest ranked player to have actually won the title since rankings were introduced. So wow.
I mean,
it's a massive
really fantastic. And remember, Vondrousova, as I had mentioned, Czech players, traditionally, I don't know what is it with the Czech players that they managed to dominate in Wimbledon. I mean, especially the women. Navratilova, Kvitova, another left-hander, let me tell you, and she joins that list as well. Left-handed geniuses, you can't go beyond Martina Navratilova.
Don't forget, you even had a Barbara Krejcikova, who had
Krejcikova.
won 2021, the French Open. Kind of fell off the radar in singles tennis, then has been a dominant member of the doubles ranking,
Yes.
bro.
I think they're in the final in women's doubles in Wimbledon this
If I'm
time.
not wrong, yes, they are. Let me just
I
check.
think,
Yeah. The match, no.
Oh, no. They lost in the first round itself.
But I think last year was really impressive in 2022.
Yes.
She and her partner, I'm forgetting the name, another Czech player, it was in fact, let me check, I'll just go back. But they were very good last year and even in 2021.
Yep. So she won the French Open in 2021. Remember, this was the first time that Vondrousova had reached in any of the finals. I mean, her best, I think, was the Australian Open where she reached the quarterfinals. But apart from that, she's never managed to go past the last 8 stages.
The player was Katerina Siniakova. Siniakova is her partner, and both of them, they won 3 out of the 4 women's doubles slams in 2022.
Wow.
So they've really been in good form. Again, Czech players once again dominating the roost.
Vondrousova has got a mixture of a lot of the other past players' quality. I mean, you look at it, 4 out of the top, the players, left-handers have won in Wimbledon. I mean, Navratilova was a left-hander.
Yeah.
Kvitova was a left-hander, and now Vondrousova, the only right-handed tennis player from the Republic of Czechia who won it was Jana Novotná. Novotná won it in 2001 after 2 heartbreaks in 1993 when she cried. I mean, you would all remember Novotná crying on the shoulders of the Duchess of Kent.
Yeah.
And also in 1997 when she bounced back against Martina Hingis only to lose yet again. But she won it in 2001, and that time, tears of joy, the late great Jana Novotná, sadly she passed away due to cancer, and that's why big loss for her. But now it is, the women's section is now done.
Men's final tomorrow. It's of course Alcaraz versus Djokovic. Present versus the...
Hopefully the passing of the torch moment when it comes to men's tennis.
I would hope so too, but I think I'm placing Djokovic as the odds-on favorite.
Like one of our family members,
It's Rahul Jaiswal.
Akash Bharadwaj also.
Asking.
Yeah, any upset chance of Alcaraz tomorrow, but stay tuned for that, Akash. I and Shane are going to do a preview about it, so do check that out, which will come up pretty soon. Suresh Kumar is praying that I'm sure Alcaraz will beat Djokovic. Yes, your words have been marked, Suresh Kumar. If he beats him tomorrow, your name will be the first to be announced, Suresh Kumar. So many people want Alcaraz to win.
Obviously, I can understand why you don't want one domination. I think tennis fans in recent years have been spoiled by having 3 players who, within any parameters, can be considered the GOATs. So you were very
unprecedented GOATs.
Exactly. You've not had dominance of that sort in any sport where you've had 3 players rise up. I think the closest you had really was with football in the same generation where you had a Messi, Ronaldo play in the same era. Beyond that though, I mean, no other sport. And remember, tennis is very much an individual sport. So in that regard...
Yeah. Is Joko in your top 10 athletes of all time? Akash Bharadwaj
would be up there. That's an interesting list. I'll have to make that list, being frank with you.
I mean, is he talking about top 10 athletes across sports?
Yeah, he's talking about across sports.
For me, number 1, I think, trendsetter, I don't think there can be... I think he will be number 3 for me, Novak Djokovic. My top 2 are Michael Phelps and Usain Bolt.
I think I'll have to make that list, honestly. I'm not sure, but I think it's a good question. Very good question.
Yep. So, Sportsfan and all the others were asking about the men's final, which is there tomorrow.
We'll be doing a preview on that.
Yep. So that is the thing that I will look forward to. Yeah, Akash was slightly controversial, but see, I'm looking across all sports. So that is why. And individuals, sometimes they redefine the sport a lot more than a team can. So that is why I chose those 2. So
anyway,
congratulations to Marketa Vondrousova, and once again 3 times unlucky Jabeur. I mean, twice.
You're just waiting and hoping that she can get that big break soon. Because I think she's another player, by the way, who, if she gets that one win, gets over that mental block that's clearly there.
Yeah.
I think she can be a dominant figure. But
she can be. I mean, she had a chance to create history. Remember, the first
African
Arab and African player to have won in any Grand Slam, and to have done it in Wimbledon would have been an absolute revolution.
Exactly.
But yet again, 3 times unlucky for Jabeur,
yeah.
and let's hope she breaks that jinx soon. But for the moment, from Vondrousova, it has truly been fantastic. And from me and Shane here, stay tuned. Lots more videos coming up. Preview of Djokovic versus Alcaraz. Stay tuned for that.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.